Apex Legends Mobile is a game that thrives on team play because of the fact that not only do you have a ton of weapons and items to choose from, there are also characters called legends that each offer a unique set of abilities, which in turn offers a variety of different playstyles. Team play has never been more important in a shooter game, and in this video I will go through the most important things that will help you play the game effectively, all while having a ton of fun with your friends. Right off the bat, like I said, Apex Legends Mobile is a heavily team-driven game, so I would strongly suggest gathering your friends and play together. If you are struggling to find anyone to play with, come join our EA official Apex Legends Mobile Discord server, where you'll find plenty of people to play with. Discord link in the description of this video below. Now that's out of the way, let's talk about the mechanics that you need to learn ASAP. First of all, let's talk about the legends, as this is a core feature that doesn't require anything or anyone but yourself. Characters in Apex Legends Mobile are called legends, and each legend has a unique backstory that directly corresponds with the abilities that they have. Each legend has 3 abilities: passive, tactical, and ultimate abilities. These abilities are what makes each legend unique, with one legend offering a chance to play a completely different playstyle from all other legends.
You don't know where my creator is, do you?
In this guide, not only will I teach you how to use a legend, I will also teach you the importance of team play, communications, and one of the biggest things in Apex Legends Mobile: team composition. Team composition means which legends have been chosen to play together in a team. And with this, you'll also learn about legend synergy, which means A, which legends work best together, and B, how to make your chosen legend work with any legend your teammates decide to play. In other words, knowing your role. Alright, let's kick it. In a team, it's always best to have a leader, also known as IGL, in-game leader, someone who basically calls the shots. In this instance, I'll be playing as the IGL along with 2 of my friends from the Philippines Apex Legends Mobile community. I will basically guide them in how to play a legend that they have very little experience in playing as. So, just like you, they're pretty much learning as a beginner in the clips that you're about to watch. I asked my friend Pui to play as Octane, Mikasa as Bloodhound, and me as Lifeline. The team composition idea here is that Bloodhound's ability set is all geared towards finding enemies and providing enemy intel to his teammates. Octane, on the other hand, will be the guy at the front lines, as well as the legend that will provide rotation tools for his entire team. And for those that don't know, rotation means the art of moving around in the map. And check this out, Octane's ultimate ability is one of the best ways to rotate throughout the map. Meanwhile, I'll be playing Lifeline as both a support and an IGL. Lifeline's set of abilities are all designed to provide support for her and her team. So, my job is to guide my teammates and tell them when to use their abilities, as well as how to engage in specific situations, all while having me in the back providing communications as well as healing or reviving my teammates if and when they get taken down. Alright, so the general playstyle idea is that Octane will be at the front and Bloodhound will be very close behind him at all times. So, in this clip, you'll see that as soon as we land, we split up but stay within close proximity of each other. The reason for this is so that we can split up and find loot for ourselves instead of competing amongst ourselves. The very first thing that you need is a weapon. You will drop in every game already wearing a shield, and therefore, you want to grab a gun just in case an enemy squad lands with you. And as you can see in this clip, enemies did land with us. The first thing that any Bloodhound player should do as soon as they land is scan and give team comms on where the enemies are and how many there are. Bloodhound's tactical ability allows him to scan an area in front of him up to a range of 75 meters. Scanned enemies are highlighted in orange in real time, meaning you can literally see them as they move around even if they're behind a wall. The next thing we do is regroup accordingly based on where the enemies are. Ideally, you don't want to regroup near the enemies. You want to regroup a little away from there. So basically, as you regroup, the chances of getting into a fight is smaller. So in this instance, the team regroups to where Bloodhound is. Because of the fact that there's more than 2 enemy teams around, we need to prioritize taking cover. So I run to where Bloodhound is inside the building. This will basically prevent us from getting shot from multiple angles. Now, because Bloodhound's skill is still in cooldown, the only way for me to figure out where the enemies are is to keep rotating in and out of the building, checking both sides. And as I look through the window where Octane is, I see an enemy and I have a clear shot through the window, so I start shooting him. Now, as I'm shooting the enemy, these footsteps indicators pop up. So naturally, my first thought was there is an enemy to the left. So I go outside and check if anyone's coming into the building. Now pay attention to this, guys. Even though no one is actually heading towards the building, down here is an enemy player, a Bangalore. Because of the fact that there's so much chaos happening around us, I completely missed this Bangalore right underneath underneath us who happened to be looking and shooting at Octane. And because of that, I couldn't give Octane any comms that there is a Bangalore shooting at him and he gets knocked down. But don't worry guys, these things happen. The first thing I did as soon as I realized Octane got knocked down was to tell Mikasa to come with me so he can protect me as I go and revive Octane. And here's where things get spicy guys. Lifeline's revive ability is absolutely incredible. When Lifeline revives a teammate that's been knocked down, a drone will come out to do the reviving for her, allowing her to carry on and do other things. On top of this, an unbreakable shield also gets deployed that will help protect the teammate that's being revived. This shield gets deployed based on where Lifeline is facing at the time of pressing the revive button. So, one of the best things to do is ask your knocked teammate to get close to a wall. Lifeline runs up to that teammate and face away from the wall before clicking the revive, so when Lifeline drops the shield, the teammate will be protected by the wall and the shield on the other side. Lifeline's tactical ability basically allows her to call her drone out and place it on the ground. And while on the ground, nearby players will get healed over time if they are within the drone's 3-meter healing range. Note though, the drone only heals base HP, not the shield HP. Now, this is where I make a crucial mistake that led to Octane getting knocked down again. As Octane was getting revived, I should have timed it and dropped my tactical ability healing drone just before the revive process finishes. So as Octane gets back up from getting knocked down, his base HP would have started immediately getting healed by my drone, and at the same time, he could have been repairing his shield. But instead, I decided to go and push for the enemies. And as I push, I tell Mikasa to come with me because there is a Bangalore to our left. And because me and Bloodhound went for the push, Octane is left on his own, gets shot at again, and get knocked down again. Oh, sorry bro. Alright, from here, Bloodhound goes for another scan, figure out where the enemies are, and we find out that there is only one enemy left. So me and Bloodhound work together, Bloodhound takes the left, I tell Bloodhound that I'm going to the right and go for a flank to finish the last enemy off.
One shot. Ah, wala na akong wala na akong bala. Okay, I'm finishing.
As we progress through the game, we rotate around the map looking for enemies to kill. And as we rotate, you'll notice that even though Octane's ultimate ability allows us to travel far and fast, we save its use for when it's needed. Octane's jump pad launches players into the air, allowing them to either close a gap right before a push or provide a quick escape route if things go bad. Right then, as I'm looting peacefully, I see a thermite grenade get thrown towards me. Ideally, you don't really want to challenge anyone and go directly towards them, especially when there's a wall right in front of me. I have no idea who is behind that wall or how many enemies there are. So instead of going straight, I tell my team to go to the left, get better positioning and go on top of the bridge. And from here, find an even better position because we still cannot see the enemies clearly. So I tell Octane to drop the jump pad over here and tell my team where to land by using the ping marking button. Now we have the perfect spot. As we hold the high ground, we are constantly looking for the enemies and pick them off one by one. Then I ask Bloodhound if his ultimate ability is ready to use, and with that, he can keep spamming his scan so we can figure out where the enemies are. Guys, Bloodhound's ultimate ability turns him into an absolute beast. Upon using his ultimate ability, Bloodhound gains a movement speed boost of 30% for the entire 30-second duration of the ability. On top of this, his tactical ability's cooldown also gets shortened down to 5 seconds from 25 seconds. Yup, this means Bloodhound can spam his scan ability constantly every 5 seconds, allowing him and his team to know exactly where his enemies are almost permanently. Lastly, Bloodhound's vision turns black and white, and while in this vision, any enemies that he can see that isn't blocked by any surface will be permanently highlighted in orange during his ultimate form. This ultimate ability alone turns Bloodhound from a support recon legend to one of the best aggressive hunter legends in the game. Alright, back to the action. Octane actually managed to take someone down, and at this point, I formulate a strategy. When Bloodhound did his first scan, we only found 2 people close to us, and because one of them got taken down by Octane, as well as Bloodhound being in its ultimate form, we are all of a sudden in a massive advantage, which led me to telling my team to go and push and hunt the last person down. As we push, I tell my teammates which direction to head to, and as they go to the left, I tell my team that I'm going to the right to cover both directions that the enemy could run to. And as we chase, I am constantly giving comms to my teammates, telling them where the enemy is, what shield the enemy is wearing, as well as how low the enemy's HP currently is. Ta-da! Unlucky, Wraith. As we head into the final circle, also known as endgame, we prepare for the final fight. Lifeline's ultimate ability is fantastic for helping the team prepare for situations like this. Lifeline's ultimate ability allows you to call down a care package that contains survival loot as well as attachments. One of the slots will also always provide a shield upgrade. Here's how it works. The shield that comes with a care package will always be an upgrade based on the lowest shield your team is wearing. For example, 2 team members are wearing purple shields, but one only has a blue. The care package will then spawn a purple shield. One thing to note about this care package is that the enemies can see the care package fall down from the sky. So, whenever you call one down, be prepared just in case an enemy team goes in for an ambush. Ooh, here we go guys, the final fight. Okay, so me and the squad are in train yard trying to figure out where the last enemy team is. We are actually in a fantastic position to be in for a final fight. There's lots of buildings, meaning there's lots of covers, there's lots of high grounds, and check this out. The north side of the map is just an open space, and the south side of the map, it is nothing but outside of the ring. Meaning, the likelihood of having an enemy team behind us are very, very slim because otherwise they would be taking damage and dying from ring damage. At this point, we've already searched the entire train yard. No one is here. Bloodhound's already scanned everywhere. And Octane, I sent him out to scan the open area. But here's my little scanning strategy. I kept Bloodhound in train yard because he can scan and see enemies through walls. Meanwhile, Octane can run around this open area and scout around, zooming very fast by using his tactical ability. Octane's tactical ability gives him 30% movement speed boost for 6 seconds, and with the ability's cooldown only being 2 seconds, he can literally spam this as often as he wants, run around all while being a hard target to hit. Perfect for open space scouting. And guess what? Octane does spot the enemies. And look at them! The amount of available cover that they have is not much at all. So I tell my team to regroup. I tell Octane to come back. Why? Because we have a ton of cover where we are right now. We've even got these cabins up here that would have provided us with a better higher ground position if we needed it. At this point, my strategy was to know where the enemies are at all times, as well as hold position until I know where the ring will shrink to next. For all I know, the ring might even shrink to where we are right now, which means the enemies will have to come to us. As we hold our strong position, I drop down Lifeline's ultimate package over here, so if the enemies did have to come to us and we start taking damage, we will have a spare shield that we can swap to, as well as some extra heals. As we hold our position, we exchange fire. And at this point, I tell my team to hold position, but if we manage to take one guy down, we all push to finish them off, which is exactly what happened here. Alright, so now it's 3v2, right? I tell my team to push. I tell Octane to drop his jump pad, and we go for the push. Unfortunately, we didn't know that they had a lifeline as well. So as I come out the corner, 3 of them turn up and 2 burst me down really quickly. Fortunately, I managed to do a lot of damage on Octane, so my team was able to take him down easily. Pro tip, guys, even when you're knocked down, you are not useless. In fact, because the enemies are so focused on trying to kill my teammates, I was able to stay on the floor and provide crucial comms to my teams, telling them where the enemies are.
Boys, you got this, you got this, you got this. One more, here. Dito. Dito. Kaliwa. Kaliwa. Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby!
And just like that, we are the champions. If you would like to know more about these 3 legends, click on one of these cards for their guides right now.
Oh! Maple syrup won it! GG's!